Satoru Gojo has finally returned, exactly what fans have been longing for. But is Gojo Akutami deceiving us? Let's explore what's happening and what we can expect. But before that, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you keep getting videos about Jujutsu Kaisen, and comment below if you really believe this is Satoru Gojo and how it's possible for him to have returned given his situation. With that said, let's dive into the content. To be honest, I really didn't expect this. I thought Satoru Gojo wouldn't truly come back, perhaps only appearing in some references, and that Itadori would have his chance to shine. But seeing Satoru Gojo return in this way was a huge surprise, especially at this point in the story. The way the narrator described the scene made it clear that Sukuna was convinced it was really Satoru Gojo. It wasn't a doubt, but an assertion. The narrator emphasized that those eyes are unmistakable. This makes it hard to argue against the authenticity of his return. However, I still have my reservations. Despite the narrative confirmation, I don't believe this is Satoru Gojo in the way fans expected. There might be some twist or detail yet to be revealed that will change our understanding of this return. If Satoru Gojo came back at 100%, the fight would be practically decided. Sukuna wouldn't stand a chance. Satoru is naturally faster and better in combat than Sukuna, and at 100%, he could use powers far superior to Sukuna's at this moment. Satoru Gojo would only need to teleport close to Sukuna and deliver a red attack. The fight would end right there. Sukuna doesn't have a reverse technique, so he would hardly be able to recover from this blow. Moreover, even if Gojo returned to the level he was at the end of the last fight against Sukuna, I still believe it would be game over for Sukuna easily. At that moment, Satoru had just recovered his reverse technique and was practically guaranteed victory. Satoru himself considered himself victorious. It would basically be the same situation. Satoru would get close, deliver a red, and the fight would end. Sukuna would have no way to react, and this would certainly take away the spotlight from Itadori, who Gojo Akutami is gradually establishing as the true protagonist of the series. Therefore, it's very unlikely that Satoru will return with the ability to instantly defeat Sukuna. But if he's not coming back as before, what is Satoru doing there? Well, fans have come up with various theories. I'll bring some of them here for you. One theory I find quite plausible is that all of this is just an illusion created by Takaba. Remember that Takaba ended his fight against Kenjaku apparently unscathed and perhaps ready for a new confrontation. With refined control of his abilities, he would certainly be capable of creating complex illusions, including one involving the presence of Satoru Gojo. However, I find it unlikely that he would decide to get involved in this confrontation, especially considering that he may have already reached his peak during the battle against Kenjaku, achieving his goal of becoming a comedian. This accomplishment might have weakened Takaba in a way, as he would have fulfilled his purpose. Therefore, despite being a possibility, it's unlikely that the illusion is Takaba's doing. Another theory gaining traction in the fandom is that Satoru's eyes were implanted in Yuta, and that this is Yuta with Satoru's eyes. Again, I don't believe this is the case for the same reason I don't believe in the return of a 100% Satoru. If Yuta came back overpowered, it would take away Itadori's spotlight. I don't believe in an overpowered character because Itadori is the protagonist, and what I'm seeing in the series is that Gojo Akutami is gradually establishing Itadori as the definitive protagonist. He's increasing his power level so he can finally defeat a major villain like Sukuna. Therefore, the arrival of a Yuta with the 6 eyes would spoil Itadori's spotlight, and that's why I don't give much credibility to this theory. Another theory being discussed is the intervention of a vengeful spirit. In Jujutsu Kaisen, we've already witnessed a spirit acting actively in the plot, like Hibara during Nanami's death. Hibara, as a vengeful spirit, pointed to Itadori, indicating where his disciple was, and Nanami reacted to this gesture. Therefore, it's plausible to consider that Satoru Gojo could follow the same path, especially considering that Sukuna is using his hand symbol and all his students are in grave danger. Gojo could appear as a spirit to scare Sukuna or to help his students in trouble. However, I have my reservations about this theory. Although not impossible, given the precedent established in the story, it would be somewhat forced for the plot to rely solely on the intervention of a vengeful spirit. Gojo could emulate Hibara's behavior and offer help to his students, but it would be a somewhat exaggerated narrative device on Gojo Akutami's part. Finally, the theory I find most likely is that this is indeed Satoru Gojo, but not the Satoru we're used to seeing. This would happen because Shoko Yeri, at most, could reanimate or slightly improve Gojo's healing. After all, he was cut in half, so she wouldn't have the capacity to fully heal him. Therefore, I believe it's a combination of a pact made by Gojo and Shoko's healing. Satoru Gojo would sacrifice his Six Eyes power to get a second chance, and Shoko would help by healing as much as she could. The result would be a crippled Satoru Gojo, but alive. He wouldn't be able to use his innate abilities, as he would have lost the Six Eyes. At most, he could fight as an ordinary sorcerer using only his cursed energy, which would already be a big bonus. Gojo is an excellent fighter, perhaps the best in martial arts among the sorcerers we know so far, but he wouldn't be able to use any of his special abilities because he would have sacrificed his greatest power, his Six Eyes. This theory is reinforced by the fact that Satoru, despite being one of the greatest geniuses in the series, hasn't made a binding vow on himself so far. Even Sukuna does this constantly to strengthen himself. Therefore, Satoru could have used a binding vow to come back to life, sacrificing his greatest power, the Six Eyes. This would nerf him enough to leave the spotlight for Itadori and, at the same time, please fans with Satoru's return, though he would no longer be the protagonist. Anyway, these were all the theories I found in the fandom. If you have any other theory, leave it here in the comments. Maybe I'll make a part 2 of this video if I have time. And also tell me which of these theories you believe is most likely to happen. Do you think Satoru Gojo will come back 100% and take down Sukuna? Or do you believe in one of these other theories? Leave your opinion below. Thanks for watching so far. I'll be signing off now, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.